Hi guys, welcome to episode 2. In the last episode, I told you guys to ask yourself two questions. The first question, is your company in a bad position? Question number 2, what would be your position if you lost your income tomorrow? Now, these two questions help in getting a clearer picture of your current position and identify any real problems you might face. Now, yes, it might strike a new kind of fear in you, but that's just normal as you are seeing things in a much clearer light now. In this episode, I will show you examples of what you can do depending on your position in life.
"2020 is not exactly one of those most fantastic years. You see most of these problems cropping out the moment they pass on to the mid-year onwards, okay? Because this red year is not like other red years. It's a very strong clash coming, okay? Hopefully, the people-wise, they're able to control and mitigate the clash, but the longer they delay this clash, the more severe it will become, okay? There are three things that you need to do in case this big clash is coming. The first one, you need to have substantial amount of cash. You need at least 6 months, because when I say 6 months, it means there's a severe problem already, right? So it's dangerous coming. 3 months is the minimum, 6 months is great. That means your entire expenses and daily living that amount must be there. Okay, first task. Number 2, get rid of all debts. Okay, keep the good ones. The third thing you need to do is to build very, very prominent and strong network. Best time to look for a job is when you still have a job, not when you lose it. Therefore now, you don't need the job yet, but you're going to build the network with all the major bosses and major connections now when you're very good. This so-called financial crisis or global economic issue globally affecting everybody. If you would like to use metaphysics to maybe help you make 2020 more enjoyable, then you're in the right place. The question is, are you conscious enough? Do you awaken to be able to control it, or you leave it to whatever?
Now guys, beginning of 2020, Joe Yap said you needed 3 things to survive during this period of time: cash, reduced debts, and network. Now, did anybody ask why? Right, apart from the obvious of needing money to survive and feed yourselves, it goes way deeper than that. Now, all of us can be categorized into 3 groups in these times of uncertainty: the strugglers, the survivors, and the thrivers. Now, for the strugglers, if you lost all your income tomorrow, you are basically, you could only survive for a month, and you might face a potential bankruptcy the following month. For the survivors, you have some savings, but you can only survive for about 6 to 1 year before you become a struggler. And for the thrivers, you are basically okay, right? You have savings that can last you at least 3 years with very little debt. Your house is fully paid up. You are basically comfortable. Now, by understanding which group you belong to, the meaning of cash, debt, and network changes for you. Let me start with the strugglers. Generally, you are living paycheck to paycheck with even owing credit card debt, which you only make minimum payments. This is because you are either spending beyond your means or have poor financial discipline. You will always find no matter how much you earn, it's never enough. If this is you, please pay close attention. This pandemic triggered an acceleration into the economic downturn and crippled your chances of earning money in multiple aspects. It basically means you are running out of time and options. You only have one goal: survive. What you have to do will be drastic and undesirable. It might hurt your ego and pride. However, to survive, awareness and practicality is your road to survival. Let's use the wheel of life to map out your thought process. You lost your income. You only have 1 month to survive if nothing is done. You need to look at your expenses, credit card debt, housing loans, car repayments. How much are you currently spending on lifestyle? Mobile phone bills? If you have kids, how much are you spending on them and in what areas? You have to map out your expenses every week, every fortnight, every month. If you do this properly, you might just realize that you have less than 1 month. You are in survival mode. The way to survive is to cut expenses to the max and find cash as fast as possible. And this is what you have to do. You have to sacrifice all luxuries. No more shopping, no restaurants, no short holidays. Stop your lifestyle, just live. Stop spending $7 on Starbucks and having drinks on Friday nights. Refinance and recontract your loans and repayment plans. You have to reduce the monthly repayments. If all else fails, start selling stuff. Sell your luxury handbags, cars, even your home. If you are currently renting, move back in with your parents or share rental with others. You need to reduce the rental repayments. Just go basic. At the end of the day, do whatever it takes, guys. Now, all the sacrifices and changes will lead to the increase in your survival time, and that is what we want. Now, let's move on to the survivors. Your thought process is basically the same. The main difference is you have 6 months to 1 year to survive and you sacrifice less. However, by using the same thought process, you get to increase your survival time and maintain your wealth. Now guys, before moving on to the thrivers, I would like to address any doubts if you think that I'm being too drastic in my methods. I've shared that in 2017 I faced a potential bankruptcy, but my family business was already suffering from losses since 2015. Now my family decided that all of us, the owners of the business, stop taking salary to help maintain the business and hope that things got better down the road. And of course it didn't. So what I've just shared with you was my actual thought process and actions I took personally. I knew I had to survive, at least for 1 year. So I mapped out my expenses and cut whatever I could. I emptied my savings and paid back all my loans to stop future interest payments. I cut my insurance policies. I stopped going out and hanging out with friends. I sold my car even though it was fully paid up, but just to get some money for survival. I did whatever I could at that moment. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's very uncomfortable. And yes, we have to put our ego and pride aside and do whatever it takes to survive. Okay, now finally the thrivers. Thrivers are people who are comfortable, low debt, and have spare cash for at least 3 years. Now, if you are a thriver, your thought process is very different. Economic crisis is coming. The information you're going to get is that now that you have spare cash and low debt, things are going to get cheaper during the economic crisis because people are going to be selling stuff. Great deals will appear. Even banks will offer lower interest rates loans. You think to yourself, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. So what do? You hold cash and stop unnecessary spending. The reason for that is that when the crisis does hit, you get to invest in great deals and take low interest loans to buy value assets. And you get to build your wealth and accumulate assets. I've covered cash and reduced debt. What about network? Now, network is basically your connections. You can look at it as a group of noble people. You need help when you need a job. You need help when you want to sell a house. You need help if you want to find great deals. You need to tap into your own networks to assist you in achieving your plans. So you see guys, regardless whether you're a struggler, survivor or a thriver, cash, reduced debt and network helps you in different ways for different purposes. Guys, please start your thought process immediately and start planning your actions to get to a better place in life, or at least for this period of uncertainty. Now guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.